Welcome back to Tokyo, Japan for the IPF 2019 World Open Sub-Junior, Junior and Masters Classic and Equipped Bench Press Championships. We have just 2 sessions of lifting to go, and I am joined in the commentary box to none other than Chrissy, the Tasmanian Devil Chamley for the 84s and 84 plus women. And it has been an absolutely exciting and outstanding week so far.
It's been wonderful lifting, Gary, and just the number of lifters here has been sensational to have this new format of the combined classic and equipped.
Yeah, getting the opportunity to watch some of these men and women go head-to-head in the classic and then head-to-head in the equipped is just an absolutely fantastic opportunity. It's something we don't often get to see.
No.
Right now, Afasana Mahajan from India opening at 50 kilograms. And there's the buzzer, and we are underway here for the second last session, and this one's going to heat up as well.
So we've got the under 84 and 84 plus kilo classes, and we're going to call it together, Gary.
Yeah, so we'll have one group.
Okay. And these are all open lifters.
All open. We've got some masters lifters and junior lifters in the mix as well, and not just in the mix, competitively in the mix as well.
Mahajan.
Yeah, nice opening lift, opening without a shirt.
Yep.
It'll be interesting to see if she puts the shirt on for her next lift. Some lifters like to get that first one on the board, play the safe game, and then they can play around. So
now Nicola Green of the Republic of South Africa opening on 115 in the under 84 kilo class.
115 kilograms opening on a personal best.
Yeah, fantastic. We've had a few South Africans here.
Yeah, they've sent a fairly good-sized team to this one.
Yes. Oh, great suit.
I think having the opportunity to have the classic and equipped in one competition certainly allows countries to send
bigger teams.
Yeah.
Is that a SBD suit?
Have a close look from this angle.
Just can't see. I can see the IPF. It's just great, isn't it?
SBD have done a number of national suits.
Might be Titan, actually. Yep, is it Titan?
It is a Titan.
It is Titan. There it is. Wonderful. Thank you, cameraman. Lovely touch.
Nice and light. Has to work a little bit.
Is that right arm?
Lock it out. I think her biggest problem there was she was just a little bit close to the rack.
Yeah.
And even though it didn't give any assist, it sort of nudged the direction of her arm.
I just wondered if that right arm was fully locked out, just from my vision of it.
Yeah, she struggled to lock that out with the rack getting in the road. Angelina van Roswick from Canada. 120 kilograms.
Coached by Canadian super coach John Bears.
John Bearish there from Canada. A great coach, lots of experience.
Yes, doing a marvellous job here. Oh, lovely. Oh, that's nice.
Oh, I think
she got it.
Gets it up fast and has a bit of trouble on her right-hand side.
A little difficult on the lockout. Oh.
And we've
There's
got
a light failure.
Issue. Just a technical glitch. If they have any problems, they'll bring out the flags to fix them. So we'll get those lights sorted out and load the bar up to 120.
The jury asked them to put their flag up.
And it looks like they've fixed the lights.
And it's a good lift.
And she gets the 2 white lights. And now our chief referee has a flag issue. She's broken the lights, she's broken the flags.
She broke the flag, she broke the lights.
So it's a good lift. 135 goes on the bar for Elijah from Hungary.
It's just fantastic to see such strong women and the depth. What have we got, 12 in the under 84s, Gary?
That is an excellent question. I'll see how fast I can count.
Oh,
just a little bit too much there.
The touch didn't suit her, I don't think, either, Gary.
It's well under her best lift.
Yeah.
So I imagine that'll just be a little bit of a shirt adjustment.
Yeah.
It came down quite easily. There wasn't a whole lot in that shirt.
It's interesting, from that above shot, you could see that her shirt was actually pulled, cocked over on,
looks
on
like
the
her
side.
shirt's pulled or
There
twisted a little bit.
something went wrong when they did the belt up, yeah.
Linda Kristensen, 160. And they're not just strong women, these are incredibly strong women.
Oh, yeah. A lot of the Nordic, can I say Nordic countries?
You can say
Could
Nordic.
that include Sweden? I think it does. Yes. They have very strong, they've got a great tradition in bench pressing. I mean, of course, in all the lifts, but... oh, no!
She just wasn't able to keep control of that shirt. And we've talked a few times through the week about the shirt having a mind of its own. And equipped lifting is such a technical lift. You've got to work against the line the shirt wants to pull. And it's a very, very hard job. And occasionally the shirt decides that it's going another way. And you can argue all you like.
Now, here's Lydia, I think it's Maley.
Lydia Maley from the US of A.
And Lydia, we saw Lydia earlier, as we saw a lot of these women in the classic benching, as well as in their age categories. Some lifters have lifted 4 times here at this championship.
Yeah, so some lifters had very, very busy weeks.
Because Lydia's only young.
21 years of age.
Yeah, I thought she was competing in juniors. Oh, how solid was that?
So she opens there at 160.
That's the best lift we've seen, Gary.
She puts it on the board. It was very good, and the junior record.
Absolutely lovely to see that really strong snap at the end for the lockout. No struggle. It was very even.
And that is what you want to do.
She's a good equipped bench presser because she can have that strength on both sides to lock it out. And here's Ilya Streak, 165 kilos for her opening attempt. This is her favourite event.
And you'll see Ilya compete in opens, in masters, in all 3 lifts, in bench only, in equipped.
And
very,
Gary,
very busy.
She has been coaching everybody
she's
from the
been
Netherlands
busy
team.
Out the back coaching.
Very busy.
And competing.
And she was overweight yesterday, so she got the weight off. Look at that shot.
And every time you see her, she is smiling and happy. Always has time for a chat.
Oh,
fantastic lift.
Such power.
Absolutely fantastic.
Fantastic.
165, 3 white lights.
If I wasn't on the mic, I'd be screaming. But I'm going to spare you all that.
Chrissy's
controlling
herself today.
It's wonderful.
Sarah Roddick from the USA now at 165.
Sarah Roddick, 38 years of age, competing for 6 years. Brilliant. Huge American team at this event. Good looking touch. That's not too tight, that shirt. And she locks it out beautifully.
And that is a good lift.
I quite like to see that sort of descent on the first approach, on the first lift, not too tight.
Yeah, you don't want it too hard.
Yeah.
You don't want it too hard on the first lift.
Oh, a big cheer went up. Is this a Japanese lifter? Here we go. Tajima. Oh, the Japanese are out of their seats and clapping.
They have a huge, huge support crowd here.
How wonderful to have your countrymen stand up. Kadama is chanting her name.
Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic to see so much support here. Tajima, 167.5.
And now she just has to knuckle down and concentrate.
Needs to get that first lift on the board. It's such an important thing to get that first one on.
Japanese
How many times
champion.
this week have we seen missing that first lift, and it just upsets the whole plan.
Good.
Nice light touch.
Good. Oh, wonderful. Let's see.
And
there it is.
That's a good lift. And she gets that one on the board.
And this session of women's lifting is being officiated by 3 women female referees. Wonderful to see. And we need and want many more women to take up their international refereeing. So if you're a referee, or if you're not, but you're interested in how you can be more involved, please approach your national federation, because the IPF absolutely wants and encourages women to go into refereeing.
Right now, Jaja, 170 from Kazakhstan.
Oh, very strong.
Very powerful.
Did she rack that without the call?
I think she did.
Yeah.
Just got a little bit too excited there.
Yes. What a pity, because that was such a good lift.
And it's not unusual to get a little bit excited on the first lift. We can see it at every level of competition.
Slams
all
it
that
back in.
adrenaline pumping. And you just get so excited, and the adrenaline pumps that you got the lift up.
And
you
it can
just
also
rack.
be a habit from training
It
that you've
certainly
got
can
your
be.
exact timing of when you slam it back in the rack. And that's why it's good when you're in training, isn't it, Gary, to have your training buddies give you the calls
Yeah,
and
look,
wait
it's a
for
really,
them.
really important thing. And even if you can't do that when you're training, you get to the top of the lift, you should be stopping and holding at the top, not
Yep.
just coming to the top and throwing it in the rack.
One of my favourites now, Inna Olubets from Ukraine. She's been lifting for 27 years. I just saw it on the screen. I was about to say 1,000 years, but no. 27
well, 1,000
years.
years would be a fantastic.
Yes. She is a brilliant sportswoman, very friendly, coached by her husband, and her son's lifting with their sons lifting as well. Oh, Inna, there it
She has to work
is.
at the top.
I think it's a good lift.
It is 3 white lights.
She competed earlier in this week.
She has already this week. She's been busy.
She'd love this. So many lifters love this. The chance to compete at Worlds Classic and at Worlds Equipped with one airfare.
Well, that's it. Quite
one
often
trip.
they choose one or the other, because it's not a
hard.
cheap sport.
It's
travel
hard
for
to
these
go
things.
to so many events.
Melinda Lombossi from Hungary.
Oh, I remember her from the Classic.
Correct.
Oh.
175 on the bar.
Fantastic. Such a strong lifter. 175. And as heavy as this is, we've got 4 more lifters ahead of her in her weight class who are going to open on even more.
175 is a big lift, but there's bigger ones to come yet. But they have to put them on the board first. It's such an important thing. It's all about where you finish, not where you start.
Lovely. Oh, that's brilliant.
That's a good lift, that
That's
one.
the best lift, apart from Ilya's.
That looks fantastic.
The Hungarians are really a dominant nation in bench pressing.
Yeah, they've been doing very
They
well.
love
They've
it.
got a very good team here as
Yeah.
well. A big team of coaches as well.
Ooh, Ankie Timmers,
Ankie
Netherlands.
177.5. Another young lady with a big week.
She had a bit of a difficult
She's
time
had
of
a
it.
hard week so far.
Had a hard week,
But
that's
this
right. This is her
here,
thing.
right now, this is her moment to make up for all of that.
Yes. And this is her preferred event, I believe. Very athletic.
177.5 kilograms. Well
Alarm
under her
there.
best lift.
Her coach, Alarm. Look at the size of her forearms, will you? There's a lot of locking out went on there.
And she's going to need them.
Oh, come now.
She's using
Oh,
them
it's
now.
gorgeous.
Locks it at the top.
What
Probably-
a beautiful lift. Gee, that rack height looks a bit high.
Probably a little
There we go.
harder than she wanted, but she
Absolutely.
gets it on the board. Eva Engsgaard from Norway, 182.5. Getting that bar set and loaded. And of course, none of this is possible without our great sponsors, Alico, Uplift, SBD.
Wow, Eva is a librarian.
Librarian
You
by
think she's either
day,
been reading
power
up
lifter
about
by night. Make
powerlifting or
sure
lifting a
you
lot of
bring
books?
your book back on time.
Bring your books back. We should come and get them.
You don't want a late fee.
Eva, she has power.
182.5. This is huge. Absolutely huge.
Oh, no,
there's
Gary,
a bit of dipping there, I think.
Up and down.
Let's
Oh,
see.
dear me.
Yeah, she double dipped. She gets the 3 red lights. She'll be disappointed with that.
Here's Natalie Hansen.
USA.
One of 2 who are opening on 185, and that's the top opener for these ladies.
And being handled there by the big silverback himself.
Yeah? Oh, Ryan Carrillo, was it?
It is. I ran into him earlier today. Thought I was going to go
Were you
home in a
okay
wheelchair.
afterwards? Natalie Hansen, multi-time world champion.
Yeah, it's got a very, very long resume for such a young lifter.
Yeah, she's brilliant. Brilliant equipped. Oh,
Very well done, very smooth all the way through.
and that's a brilliant opener for
3 white
Natalie.
lights.
She's delighted. She looks in good nick. I
Yeah.
think we're going to see big things from her this year.
That's a good opening lift there to start on as well. Ludmila Krochenko from Russia now. Another great lifter. 185 kilograms.
Yeah, she lifted in the Classic as well. And she's been refereeing. She's been
she's had
very
a very,
busy.
very busy week. And
She's just
if
trying
you
to...
look around the back room, you look around the referees, look around the athletes, you'll find a lot of these people have done coaching, have done competing, have done refereeing.
You could see Ludmila just pushing the shirt up into her armpit as much as she could. She just might have felt that it wasn't quite in the right spot because that'd make it very difficult to get down. Oh, she's
Nice
got
touch.
that just right. There! Oh,
And a
she's going to
good
be hard
lift.
to
It
beat,
should be
Gary.
3 whites. And it is 3 white lights.
I think we're going to see a wonderful battle between her and Natalie.
Well, they are going toe to toe.
Yes. There's a lot of strength there.
Maria Kamp Jensen, 185 from Denmark.
So these next ladies are all in the 84 plus class. And let's see how she handles the 185.
Now, I hope that's a misprint on a profile.
What's that?
Well, it says she's a health car cook.
Health car
I hope
cook.
she's a health care cook. But if you've got a
It's hard
Honda
to
Civic that's
know
broken down,
what
you can get a health car cook.
is. Nothing gets past you, Gary. Oh,
Absolutely
speed.
superb.
the speed of that lift is impressive.
That was very, very fast. Zhenya Okatenko from Kazakhstan.
Xenia also lifted Classic, I should say, earlier this week.
So many of these, and it's so
Yeah.
great that so many of these lifters have done both.
Yes, and you're able to lift in your age category, say if you're a junior or a masters, and then also
And
lift
the
in
opens.
opens if you've qualified for that.
And the great thing is, I mean, having the Classic and Equipped together, we rarely get to see these equipped lifters
Yes,
doing the bench world's raw.
exactly. I love that.
And so for the first time, we get to see them all.
Oh,
She
no,
came
Gary.
down in a very
No.
awkward position. If you watch the replay, as she pulled the bar to her chest, the shirt just shifted it on her chest a little bit.
Yeah,
And there it is. You can see it slide down her chest.
yep.
And her elbows are just out of position. She certainly gave it everything she had, but
She knew she was in trouble before
yeah,
she hit
when
the
you
chest.
when you get out of position on an equipped bench, it's very, very difficult to muscle that back. The shirt
nearly impossible,
holds it
isn't
where
it?
it's supposed to be.
Yeah. Annette Rioff, Denmark.
192.5.
What a massive opener. She's born in 1965. She's an M2.
And the M2 record is 207.5.
She
Is
might
she gonna
give
give
that
it
a
a
bit of
nudge?
a go.
Now, she's an M2 lifter. 192.5. Not only might she give the record a nudge, she is the second highest nominated opening lift. And with an opener like that,
Oh,
she is in line. She is putting herself in a commanding position.
Dear.
And she gets 2 red. She looks a bit shocked.
Oh, and the coach is just
And
absolutely, she's
I
going
would
to the
imagine
jury,
the
I
coach
reckon.
will go to the jury on this one.
And centre ref said she lifted her head. That's what she got her for. And the side ref,
So
so the
Heading towards the
coach
jury.
is approaching the jury, and they're quite certain.
Brenda van der Meulen from the Netherlands, 195.
Top opener here. Brenda, I've seen her all week. She's been busy lifting and been a great support to the team. You watch the strength here.
$195 kilograms. She's taking her time getting set up. The jury, after this lift, will have a chat to the referees to talk about that previous lift.
So it's not set yet.
And we'll see what happens with that.
Brenda van der Meulen.
Oh, and you can see she put it in a position and her wrist just rolled forward and got away from her there. It was just really more a slight technical error. You can see the shirt pull it forward and it got into a position where she just couldn't hold the balance. But she'll come back out in a second and I imagine she will absolutely smoke that one. So we come around to the start now for round 2. Upasana Mahajan from India.
No, she hasn't got the shirt on. She's still lifting raw, Gary.
Yeah, so I mean, there's a number of different reasons for that. Sometimes it's because they're a reserve lifter. They actually originally had someone else, and they'll put the reserve lifter in to get the points. Some it's just experience.
So she's just put 2.5 kilo on, so this is her second attempt. Were you able to find anything out about that other lift?
They have overturned it.
Wow.
So it will be a good lift.
Okay. What was the...
And I'm just waiting for the board.
Okay. Mahajan.
Oh, it's a good lift,
Simple.
52. Nice and easy.
Yes.
So the jury's just talking to the announcer and they'll overturn that lift. So that'll go on the board. She'll be pretty happy with that because she put herself in a very commanding position to go after a gold medal, which is quite incredible because we're talking about someone who is looking at nudging the Masters 2 world record.
Yeah, absolutely.
And nudging for a gold medal in the Opens. What an absolute credit to powerlifting.
It is. I always find, okay, Masters 1 because really 40 is the new 30.
Oh, look, absolutely, I agree 100%
But
with
Masters
that.
2 is 50 the new 30.
Yeah,
I mean, you can see how significant
that's
that
the great
is.
thing about powerlifting is people just keep getting stronger.
stronger.
And in equipped lifting, it creates a whole new opportunity.
And you can see the fountain of youth is to be found here in
That's right, in powerlifting.
powerlifting.
Nicola Green, 115. Republic of South Africa.
Just had a little trouble on this on the first one. Let's see if she can correct that. For
Nice
her
touch.
lockout. The lockout's a lot better. Oh dear,
Again,
Gary.
she's just struggling. And I'm just wondering if that shirt's just not quite
Not quite
tight
in the
enough.
right spot. She might have to get that pulled a bit down even further. I mean, she's going to have to be prepared to drag
Have a
it
look at
down.
the replay. She gets a very easy touch. And there's not a whole lot of speed out of that chest. Probably like to get a little bit more out of
trouble here.
Angelina Landreswick from Canada, 127.5.
Yeah, equal PB. Nice to do at Worlds. Oh, something's not right.
I got the collar is the wrong way on the bar. Just fixing that. And it looks like that's sorted out. So 127.5 on the bar.
Yeah, well spotted by the coach there. Gosh, the coach does a lot, don't they? They have to check everything for their lifter.
It's an important role, coach.
Yep.
I mean, their job is to look after their lifter.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, you know, it's a very technical job, particularly in equipped lifting.
Oh, lovely set position there. Good touch. Oh, it's lovely.
That looks good.
It's good to me.
And it
Beautiful
is 3
lifting.
white lights. And it's on the
look
board.
how happy she is. That's one. I love seeing lifters enjoying their lifts and their competition, rather than being kind of, you know, overly serious.
I was talking to Michael Gibson from the Great British team after the last session, and he only got one lift, but he had an absolute ball.
He loved it. That's great.
Great experience.
Yeah, that's great.
And, you know, talked about the future of him lifting. Yeah, and that's it. It's about enjoying the sport as well.
Yeah.
Tundi from Hungary looking for 135.
Tundi.
Oh, she gets it
the
up.
Speed was impressive.
She might get caught for a head lift. I don't know if it moved or not.
There we go.
But she gets the white lights. It's on the board. Linda Christensen from Norway,
right.
160.
She might have just got away with that one.
Yeah. It's a difficult one to see, and especially the hair is still touching the bench. And 160, and she's fired up for this one. She missed it on her opener. She looks a lot more fired up this time, though.
She's got to come out here and attack this. Linda Kristensen.
They pulled the chest plate down a little. And see everything's a little tighter.
It does look like she's adjusted the position, and it's sitting better on the torso.
Yeah, much better on the torso there. Getting
Not
a
happy.
replacement call.
Butt's not down.
Butt's not down. Chief referee just clearly instructing.
That's
the
great
butt.
when the referee's obvious about what the issue is quickly. Oh gosh, this is so difficult. Oh, that took so much out of her, but she's fighting it, Gary.
It's not going to happen today.
That took a lot of energy out of her to drag that down. It was excruciatingly tight.
If we watched the replay, I think she had a little bit of a bobble at the start as well. Couldn't quite see it on that.
No, the spotter's there. But I feel it's a shirt positioning issue, that she can't quite get in the right spot with it.
Yeah, it is such a complicated thing to get right. Lydia Mele, USA, 165.
And Lydia's mum also competed here.
Oh, fantastic.
I think. Look at that right. I don't know if she did now.
I'll have to have a
I've
look
seen
and
her
find
so
out.
many days. It's all blending into one. I don't know if she did compete now.
165. And it's fantastic, though, that so many people have travelled with families.
Oh, lots of family. It's been wonderful. Lydia, 165.
Oh, she got it off her
gets the
chest
wobbles.
really well. And she did muscle it up, but I'm just wondering if that bar dipped down, and it did.
Yeah.
So that's
Got
the
two
red
red.
lights and the blue card there is for the bar movement. Ilya Streak, the Netherlands.
What I like about Lydia's lifting there is her whole lower body remains completely stationary. There's no butt lift
the
or
only
anything.
movement-
It's
the only
really
movement you
a
should
solid
see from
technique.
the body is moving back and pushing towards the bar.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
If it's moving in any other direction, it's
Yep.
a waste of energy.
That's right. So it's a very efficient setup, actually.
Here, right now, 170, an absolute superstar
Yes.
in powerlifting.
Hall of Famer, IPF Hall of
Hall of
Famer.
Famer, Ilya Streak from the Netherlands.
She's had a lot of surgical. She's been really quite unwell in the last few years, and she just keeps coming back, Gary.
She has got a resume longer than my arms, both of them put together.
Stronger than ever at the moment. Look at the effort to get that bar down.
And
Oh,
super powerful.
fantastic press for Ilya.
Great
That's
second
better than the
lift.
first one. You know, I know Ilya. She has had some ordinary meets where things didn't quite work out for her. She hasn't had an easy run, if I can put it that way.
But she's a great athlete, and those meets that are just ordinary, they're part of the process. And
Exactly.
if you're a young athlete and you're just starting out in powerlifting, you're going to have ordinary
You are going
meets.
to. That's a good
You're
point.
going to have
Don't
meets where you
think,
bomb out. You're going to have meets
Exactly.
where you don't get close to what you want.
Don't think it's all
But
going
you
to be
don't stop.
easy. It's not. That lady's had a lot of difficulties and learning and disappointments, and she just comes back and keeps going and keeps going.
170, Jaja from Kazakhstan.
How did you call
she
that,
worked
Gary?
hard. I don't know. I think there was some bar dip.
That's what I thought I saw.
And
yeah.
it is
Okay.
3 red. She's under all sorts of pressure now.
Terrible pressure now.
She nominated with an opening lift that was going to put her in a position where she might get a chance to challenge for the medals. And now, honestly, she's just fighting to stay alive.
Tajimi,
She
not
has
feeling the
crowd.
pressure. She's feeling the love right now.
172 and a half. Huge support in the crowd.
Very popular
Chanting
lifter.
Tajima.
Tajima. That's great.
She has the perfect name for it.
Yeah.
So 172.5. Had a great opening lift at 167 and a half. And this lift here will put her into 4th position temporarily. Oh, she is so strong, but
right
just not
arm.
enough.
Just can't lock that out.
You can see it just pulling back on her. She is so strong. A few little adjustments and that won't be an issue on a 3rd. So we go to 172 and a half now for Sarah Roddick from the USA. $172.5. These numbers are getting huge.
Oh, aren't they? Perfect touch. Oh, I see.
Again, I think there's some
Yeah.
dipping there. Let's wait and see.
Coach is being very enthusiastic, but I don't really
there's
think that
3
was...
reds. That's unfortunate.
As you watch the bar come up, you see that not only does it stop, it dips there and then it goes up again. And this is the instinct when you run out of speed, is the bar will fall slightly and then you use that momentum to push again.
It's a natural physiological response to try and take that extra run at
Extra
it.
press, you know, and yeah, in
Ina,
orbits.
Ukraine, 1775, and they have been outstanding this week.
48 years of age, competing in the open class here.
I regularly run into the Ukrainian team on my travels.
Yes.
Because I fly from Belarus, so
Yes, you live there.
I often run into them at the airport. It's always nice to run into them and see familiar
wonderful.
faces when I land in airports.
Yeah. We are a big family, aren't we?
And the Ukrainian team are always so
Very,
nice to run
very
into.
friendly, I found, yes. Yes, you're in Belarus now, aren't you, Gary?
Yeah, living in the beautiful country of Belarus, the beautiful city of Minsk.
Zina. Oh, she's a consummate professional, Gary.
Absolutely brilliant to watch.
She knows what she's doing.
3 white lights,
Brilliant.
acknowledges the referees.
How long have you been living in Minsk now?
About a year and a half now.
Yeah, okay. And you do some coaching there?
I do a little bit of coaching online through Uplift.
Uplift coach.
And of course, always in touch with Belarus powerlifting and
So
do a few other things.
you could coach people outside of your country.
I have some athletes in Australia.
Maybe you could coach me, Gary.
I certainly
I think you
can.
can make a comeback.
We could see the Tasmanian Devil back on the platform.
There we go. Ankie Timmers, Netherlands.
182.5.
It's a beautiful lift, that first one.
And this lift here is
Gosh, she looks in good nick.
a really good lift. If she can get a really good lift here, she can challenge for the silver and gold depending on Hansen and Prochenko. But she's up against some tough competition today.
It'll all be about attempt selection.
Being up against Hansen and Prochenko is a tough field.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, she didn't get the best press position. Didn't quite get the best position off the chest there. She's going to be a little disappointed. And it really was just positioning and bar path on that one. You could see just a little bit of a shift as she came off the chest. And in equipped lifting, that's all it takes. Half a centimetre offline, and that can be enough. Eva Enska from Norway missed her opening lift as well. So she missed her opening lift.
Pressure lift, Gary. Pressure situation. Gosh, those arm sleeves are so tight.
You can see it twisting the forearm.
Yeah, it is twisting it.
Oh,
Gosh,
she gets it to the top.
Everything. It's a better lift. Let's see how it went.
Fingers crossed. And she does. She gets it on the board. And look how excited she is.
And that characteristic Viking scream we hear sometimes.
Now we go to 185 again for Melinda Lombossi. She got a great lift on her opener at 175.
10 kilo jump. Okay. Yeah. It'll be very interesting to see how these second round of lifts go, because this is really the moment.
Yeah, and a lot of them in their second round are pushing on personal best now, so Melinda's no exception. This will be a personal best for her. I mean, 10 kilos isn't an enormous jump in equipped lifting.
No,
but
not
it
at this
does
weight
play
level.
a little bit on your mind when it's a weight you've never lifted before.
You'll notice it, for sure.
And it's certainly a weight she's not handled, so nice touch. Very nice lift.
Solid.
That should be.
Probably chuck another 10 on that.
I think there's another 10 in there.
I mean,
No, there's another 10 in there.
Yeah. I mean, the speed. Why Gary and I are saying
it
that
moved off the chest
is
and never slowed
there was
down.
no control issue. She had complete control of that bar through from the start to the finish. So control
never
plus
slowed
speed,
down.
add the weight.
Yep, 10 kilos I think is on there. Zhenya Okotenko from Kazakhstan, 187.5.
I think it's better. Oh, she racked it, didn't she, before the command last time?
Yeah, she beat the command last time,
Yeah,
so
got
she's
that.
on the board now.
That's right.
Good to see him on the board.
Yes. Hansen now 190, and Prochenko will also take 190.
And we called it
Yep.
195 for Lombossi. She's put on the extra 10. Good on her.
Go us.
Natalie Hansen, USA, 190.
And I mean, this is sensational. She weighed in at 83.68. So Prochenko actually only weighs 0.3 of a kilo, but still more. So she's actually chasing
She's going to
Hansen.
have to outlift her.
And Hansen's doing everything right here with this 190. This is a perfect second attempt selection, in my humble opinion.
She's got a very good coach in her corner who would be counting the numbers.
Natalie.
And that was a very
so
very
good.
good 190.
Absolutely brilliant. And like I said, she's lighter than Prochenko, so at some stage Prochenko's going to have to add more weight.
We are going to have, I think, a world record battle off.
A battle. There'll be a battle. And look, Engska put 190 on her third attempt, and she's lighter than Hansen, so she's challenging for that gold as well.
Ludmila Prochenko from Russia.
And it looks like Timmers is just off the pace now for that top order.
Yeah, missing that lift cost her a little bit. She is lighter, a lot lighter.
Yeah.
So depending on the outcome of the next lifts. But right now, 190 kilograms on the bar for Ludmila Prochenko.
Very important lift this for her.
This is super important.
If she misses this,
Hansen has it all her own way.
Her own way. She really has to get it, and she looked great the first. Oh, it's so fast.
And Hansen's put in a 200.5 for her third. So Hansen's decided to go for the gold and the world record.
And that puts the pressure on Prochenko to put in a figure.
And I think Prochenko will put in probably a 205 or something just to keep the place.
Honestly, I can't see Prochenko really being threatened too much.
It's going to come down to the wire, though.
The speed is stunning.
Yeah, she's very fast. She's got great experience.
Yep. So we're in the pointy end of the 84-plus kilo class here because Jensen has got 192 now to go for here, and she's much lighter than the lifter from Denmark, Rehoff. So with this, she starts to really push ahead of the pack. Oh, my word, she's done it.
You know, it looked awkward. It was probably a very messy lift.
Yeah, a bit messy.
But it doesn't matter how messy it is as long as those lights go on the board.
So she temporarily goes into first position with that lift.
Yeah, that was a smart move. I mean, weighing in at 102.7 is pretty tough in this weight class.
Yeah.
You're giving away a few kilos. But it could play to her advantage here.
Having said that, she's the second lightest lifter in this weight group. A lot of them are a lot heavier. So Rioff's got some work to do to just, and here she's, Brenda.
Yeah, so Brenda Vandermeulen now.
Okay.
So Brenda missed her opening lift. And now looking at a second lift at 195. So 195 kilograms.
I notice Brenda just pulling on the shirt, keeping it down so it doesn't ride up too early in the process. It'll already start to inch upwards.
Yeah, as soon as you lay down, it starts to inch its way up.
And she wants it down. She wants it jacked down so that she can get the right line.
Often, I mean, that's a lot of the reasons we wear belts on the quick benching is to try and keep
it down.
That shirt
Still
there.
Can slide up
we wear it for other reasons as well, but it will still slide up as soon as you lay down on that bench.
Oh, definitely.
Gets the start command.
Oh, gosh. Look at the pressure she's under there.
And good power.
Oh, Brenda.
Good,
looked
good
speed. To me. Yes.
And it is 3 white lights.
Fantastic recovery.
So she's back on the books.
And that shoots her to first place at the moment with Rioff to go.
Rioff looking at 197.5. So 197.5. The world M2 record is 207.5. Right now what she's doing, I think, is just putting herself in a position where she can challenge for either a gold medal or a silver medal.
But because she's heavier than those other two women, she needs to keep this one increment higher to keep in front.
She is going to have to outlift. She's a great lifter, though.
Oh, marvellous touch. Oh!
There is so much more room in that.
Oh, my goodness. And net.
I'm going to call a world record.
You're going to call it? Okay.
If the opportunity shows. She's going to put in a number, and then I think she might change it if she gets the opportunity.
But what we're seeing from Rioff this morning is complete control. She's in absolute form.
Composure. You know, she's got the experience.
Yeah.
You know, the tough thing if she wants the record, though, is because it's a Masters record, she has to go to the 210.
Yeah.
She can't chip it.
Yeah. Now we're back for the third round of lifts now, so we start right down with the bar down at the lightest weight, and we work our way up again now. So we start with Mahajan
from India.
55. Big shout out to all our viewers from India. We are absolutely loving having India with us in the IPF, and we love to have you liking and commenting and following our social medias.
They are a growing team.
Wonderful, wonderful nation of some fantastic lifting coming through.
And
there's three white lights. So she's done well.
Nicola Green, Republic of South Africa, is now just fighting to get a number on the board.
Oh, this is difficult.
She's opened at 115 and missed it. Missed it on a second. Now has one shot left. If she gets it, it's a personal best.
And the crowd getting behind her here, Gary.
And if she misses it,
I think she really needs to attack this.
she's going to have to be very aggressive.
Yeah. And get her head into this lift.
Yeah, and the difference with equipped lifting is you need to be aggressive as it comes down to your chest as well, and then increase your aggression on the press. That's a better press, but she's just folding a little.
She's folding. She could have it. I just can't see, obviously, everything the refs can see.
No lift. She'll be very disappointed.
Devastation there. Just have a look at it front
so
on here.
The bar moved at the end there.
Yeah.
And her head lifts.
Lifts.
You can see the force from the shirt just folding her over.
And I think she lifts her buttocks clean off just to try and press it out.
Unfortunate way to end.
It is very unfortunate.
Angelina Van Ryswyk from Canada. 137.5. The big man, John the Bear Barish, watching on.
You're pronouncing it with the correct Hungarian pronunciation.
Well, I was lucky enough that he came told me.
Okay.
And of course, we do our best with everyone's names, and apologies to anyone who's watching and pronounce your name
Angelina, this is fantastic. That's a great lift.
She had to work for it, but she gets it. The work pays off.
Oh, she's ecstatic with that. Quite rightly. Absolutely beautiful third lift.
The work paid off. Tundi.
Excellent.
Rajas from Hungary. 140 kilograms.
Let's see how she handles 140 now.
Yeah, so she missed her opener, and then on the second got it beautifully.
Can really see what she's capable of. Oh, she ran out of space. Oh, dear.
She was looking good, and that left side slowed down. I think she took a double hit, and she did. She'll be a little bit disappointed with that, but she gets a lift on the board, and that's important here at the World Championships.
Yeah, another really pressure lift here, Gary.
Yeah, Linda Christensen with 160. She opened on her personal best and missed it. Again on a second. You know, is it a case that she's just maybe opened a little bit too high?
Yeah, she's very light too. She's lost a bit of weight.
Yeah, she's 79.06.
She's basically 5 kilos under, and I don't know if this is her normal weight, but it could be a factor here.
Well, this is it, do or die.
Good so far. Just stick with it, Linda.
Don't stop on it.
Stick
Come
with
on.
it. Get the right arm to lock.
And
oh.
just not quite there.
She
So
collapses
close.
at the top.
So close to getting that.
And again, devastation. Everything looked good.
It
But
was on its way, but just couldn't hold it there any longer.
that right arm. Also, if you look at that wrist and hand, it's much more cocked than the left.
It's really, Barb was really starting to pull back on that right-hand side.
But
Lydia,
these are huge weights,
it's
Gary.
a massive, massive weight to hold in your hands. Lydia Melee, US of A. 172.5.
21 years of age, Gary. Lifting as an open at Worlds. That's her mum. There's her mum there. Oh, it's a great touch.
Oh, she's going to have to work hard if she wants this.
Just got to keep going.
And it's just not going to get there. She gave it everything she had, though.
It was a very courageous attempt.
And she's a good lifter. She's already got a couple of records on her resume.
Fantastic experience, too,
Absolutely.
to do all this benching at World Championships. And people can go away and reflect on how they went and what they learned for themselves.
The thing about international events, the thing about powerlifting is, and we said it earlier, you're going to have bad events.
Yeah.
You're going to have days that things just don't go right, but they're part of the process.
And at the end of the day, this is Worlds.
Yep.
This isn't
and
regionals or nationals.
You walk
this is
away
Worlds.
from it.
Yeah.
And you reassess and you go, okay, let's not make that mistake again.
Yeah. But Lydia is on the board. She's got a score, so that's, and frankly, she's doing well than
very
half
well
the group.
Very well. She's at World Championships.
Absolutely.
Sarah Roddick, 177.5.
See how Sarah goes now with this. As I said, there's 12 lifters. Oh, Sarah.
And
I think she knew that it wasn't stable down the bottom there.
Yeah, just getting away from her at the left-hand side there. And you can see it just flies back on her.
Yeah, this is characteristic of equipped lifting, is that you can lose the bar forwards that way towards your face. I mean, occasionally it'll roll towards your
and
toes.
it depends on the angle you're at, and the shirt. The shirt has its own mind, basically. It wants to pull you in a certain direction, and how you get the power out of that shirt is to fight against that pull of the shirt. And sometimes you lose that argument. I've lost it many times.
Have you, Gary?
Ankie Timmers from the Netherlands, 182.5.
Again.
So she missed it on her opener. This is enough to actually temporarily roll her up into the bronze medal.
Ankie's another one that's light in this weight class. She's only 79.5 kilos.
That looks like a better position. Oh, she's just running out of steam, I think. I think there was so much energy used in her second attempt. I think she's just running out of steam there. Yes. Great effort, and she gets one on the board, though.
She's deeply disappointed with missing the 182.5 each time.
Tajima from Japan now. We can listen to the crowd. They have already started 182, so she missed 172.5.
I tell you what, it's not just the Japanese chanting now. No, the Americans
plenty
going.
Of people chanting.
Wonderful.
So she missed the 172.5 seconds. She's thrown on an extra 10 kilos and just maybe getting a little bit more out of that shirt.
Wow.
Maybe deciding the 10 kilos.
I just noticed what you said.
Yeah, I mean, it's not completely unusual. I mean, we don't often see 10 kilos.
No.
But it's not unusual to throw on some more weight, tighten the shirt a little bit, trying to get a bit more explosive power. And it's also a weight that'll temporarily roll her into a bronze medal position.
Oh, that shocked her. Oh, lovely. The chest comes up to the bar. It's a great touch, and
it's a
she
little bit
cannot
too much
do it.
today. And she had to give that a go. I mean, it would have rolled her into bronze medal temporarily, so absolutely worth a try, and wasn't a number that was completely out of reach.
No. Let's see how Ilya handles this exact same weight. This is a 12.5 kilo jump from her second attempt, but Ilya's looking amazing.
We know how good a lifter she is.
And she looks in form here. She looks very strong.
We know how good a lifter she is. And a lot of lifters would probably think, wow, that's a big jump. 12.5 kilograms.
PB.
But in this case, if anyone can pull this off, she can. And this is where, at this end of the game, and the end of round 3, this is where experience is so important. It can make such a difference.
That shirt looks great.
Compresses the chest.
Yeah.
Gets a touch.
Oh!
And just got away from her. She had great speed off the chest.
It was
there.
great speed. And it
Just
got back.
moved
The weight
back
got
a little
back
bit too fast.
Had she been able to get underneath that, she
Yeah,
would have
what a
absolutely.
fantastic effort, though. Had to take the opportunity.
Yeah, it was wonderful.
And, you know, when you're up against competition like this, you've got to take those opportunities. This is a really tough field. And right now, Jaja from Kazakhstan is going to take a crack as well. 182.5. She missed both her previous lifts at 170 and has decided, well, if I'm going to go out, I am going to go out taking a crack at a bronze medal position.
Yeah, she's stacked on 12.5 kilos for this final attempt, hoping that the extra weight.
You know, a few people we've seen it work for them this week. And not today, though.
Not there.
Not today.
And
but it was certainly worth an attempt.
Very disappointed there.
She decided she was going to go out in style and try for that bronze medal. So now we put 185 for Ina. A lot of it's from the Ukraine.
Yeah, not at this stage, no, not threatening for a medal here. And I'm sure Ina, being around for so long, would be the first to say how incredibly deep the field has become in recent years.
Yeah, look, it has just gotten stronger and stronger, and you're right, I mean, the field has gotten bigger and bigger.
Yeah. And better. You know,
I mean, yeah, we were talking earlier about, you and I were talking earlier about how big this field is.
Yeah.
In 84 and 84 pluses, we don't often see that big a field.
No, it's a very popular and strong weight class. It's very competitive with so many women very similar in ability. They're fighting for these medals now. Easy touch. Oh, absolutely perfect line.
It is the first time I've seen her work. That's the first lift she's had to work for, and it was really only a little bit of work. Looked absolutely fantastic.
So temporarily in 5th place, just for the moment, until some others lift.
Eva now from Norway, looking for 190. Now, this is a good call, this lift, because Eva's lighter. She knows she's not going to challenge the 200.5 for a world record.
I think it's the most intelligent weight selection.
She can put this on. She has the bronze medal. This one could actually
secure
give her
a
gold medal.
It could, depending how Hansen and Prochenko go. And because she's lighter, this is the absolute perfect number for her to finish on.
Come on, Eva.
The crowd wheels her on.
She muscles it
may
to
have
the
got
top.
that.
We'll wait and see. 2 red lights, unfortunately, just missing it. And we'll have a look at the replay.
Yeah.
I imagine there's probably a little bit of double movement.
Yep.
Yeah, a little bit of bar bobbling there.
So she's safe in bronze position. She
Yep,
can't go backwards.
Wasn't risking anything.
No. So that's her, the bronze medal. And we'll come back up to the under 84s in a moment, but we've just got to have a look here at Jensen, 197.5.
So Rioff's put in a 220, which is well over the M2 world record. I imagine it's a placeholder.
Could be.
For the meantime.
And we're looking at a similar situation. If Jensen gets this on body weight, she squeezes Rioff off the first place, and puts pressure on them to get their lift. Jensen! Oh!
Just lost control of the bar at the top there. No lift. No,
but great strategies we're seeing
here. We're seeing them put the pressure on. You know, and when you go into a 210 kilo lift or whatever it has to be, that all of a sudden becomes a lift. If I miss it, I drop back down. All of a sudden, the pressure's on. So these ladies putting in these numbers are putting pressure on these top two. And when you're under that sort of pressure taking those lifts, that's when you make mistakes.
But this is another one of those examples. 200 kilos here could absolutely see Okatenko getting a medal.
Absolutely. So 200 kilos.
And a higher order medal. It's highly possible.
Came down very quickly.
Look, she's strong.
It was all over the place, that one.
Very messy.
Clear demonstration of just how strong that young lady is. But it was just all over the place.
So she falls back to 187, so she's off the pace now. And another one having a crack. Lombossi giving a last-ditch effort to get in amongst the medals with 15 kilos higher than her last lift.
I reckon Lombossi can do this.
Right. This could see her getting a medal.
So if she gets this on the board, it will temporarily move her into the gold medal.
Gold medal.
Pretty much guarantee her the bronze.
Of the bronze. She'll be guaranteed the bronze. But she could get any colour.
Anyone can do this lift. It's Lombossi.
Lombossi now, a 15-kilo jump. 200 kilos.
I'm saying it's a good lift.
Oh, it's a good touch. I think she's done it, Gary.
I think she has.
Outstanding.
She puts herself in a guaranteed bronze medal position.
That could be the gold medal, but guaranteed bronze.
Guaranteed bronze, but right now we've got a world record attempt.
Woo.
Prochenko is putting a 201.5. So they both had 201.5 in. Hansen changed hers to 205. She wants to be in command. So Prochenko with 201.5 kilos for the under 84 world record, and to move her into the gold medal position.
I'm just wondering if Prochenko's put enough on this, because
it's a tough call, because
honestly,
Hansen is on fire.
I know it's 11.5 kilos more, but her speed is outstanding. Has she put enough even on this attempt?
Hansen's dropped hers to 202. She was making sure she was in charge of who went last. 201.5 kilograms. We said this would come down to the world record.
Oh, Prochenko!
You know, I think the 201.5 was the right call. There's a lot of work
the
off the chest.
At the moment, she's in the lead and she's got the world record.
She has the world record right now. Natalie Hansen, though, for another world record attempt, 202.
The downside of being in control is all the pressure's on you at the last lift.
This is a pressure lift.
Now it's pressure time. Is it the gold and the world record, or is it silver?
She's got a big man in her corner with a lot of knowledge. ...202 kilograms. So we just saw the world record 201.5. Now, will we get another one? The big man, the big silverback handling
crowd's on their feet, Gary.
And they are going crazy for 202.
202 at 93 kilos of body weight.
I think she's got it.
The crowd believes it.
And
Yes!
she does. She takes the gold medal and the world record.
Gold medal, world record, beats Prochenko.
But don't go away because the battle hasn't finished yet. Brenda van der Meulen, 205.
In the 84 plus kilo division here, the last two lifts now.
205 kilograms on the bar.
Brenda's
This
had to
one
fight
here,
back.
And this one puts her in a gold medal seat while she has to keep it warm and see what happens.
Because Lombossi charged through and got the 200. I feel that Brenda's had to put 205 and not 202.5, which she could have to try and beat Lombossi, because she's had to make Rioff absolutely work for her third lift.
Yeah, I think Lombossi getting that 200 has really put the pressure on Renoff and van der Meulen. All of a sudden, these lifts started out as being, not too much for pressure,
Potentially,
plenty of space there. Now all of a sudden,
they all have to work hard.
they're under pressure and could actually lose those positions.
Yeah. So Brenda now taking a 10 kilo jump on that second attempt to get back in the lead over Lombossi, and she pushes Rioff, who's heavier, to have to go 207.5 if she gets this.
And she is waiting there to make the change.
Oh, Brenda, I think she's got it.
She got it up.
Yes.
Let's have a look at that left-hand side, what the referees say.
Yes!
There's 3 white lights.
Now the pressure's
So
on.
now we're going to have to
Rioff
shoot to 207.5 if she wants to beat her.
Has to change to 207
She
and a
has
half.
up until bar loaded is called the change.
Where's the change?
I
Is the
haven't
change
seen
coming?
the coach.
Where's the change?
Doesn't
I'm
look
not
like we're
hearing it.
changing it.
I'm not hearing it. There's no more chances.
Bar's loaded, that's it, 205.
She's not going to
This
challenge
isn't
for the
enough
gold.
to give her the gold medal. It's only enough for the
She
silver.
has to take bronze.
And if she misses this, she gets the bronze.
If she misses this, she gets bronze.
If she gets this, she gets silver. Van der
Maybe,
Meulen played her cards beautifully
maybe
and will
Annette
take the gold.
knew she did not have, or felt
Yeah,
she did not
absolutely,
have
quite possibly.
207.5 in her
And she would much rather go after the silver.
and get the silver. And this is the advantage when you know yourself so well, you know what you've got in you.
Someone like Annette with that much experience knows what she's capable of.
Oh, come on, Annette.
And she made the right call.
She made the right
207
call.
wasn't there. She'll take the bronze. She'll be a little disappointed, but she'll take the bronze medal.
She
And
gets the
Lombossi
bronze.
will take the silver, and Van der Meulen will take the gold.
For me, the big story there is Lombossi, who came steaming through the
Yeah,
pack.
and that puts so much pressure on the top 2 runners. What a fantastic
And
end to this session. Absolutely wow. And of course, Hansen in the 84s taking it away from Prochenko.
And
What a
huge
great session.
congratulations to all the ladies on wonderful lifting. That was an absolute joy to call that with you, Gary. Thank you for giving me the
Fantastic
opportunity.
session. Don't go away. We'll be back for the medal ceremony, of course. We're back this afternoon at 4 p.m. local time, and the big boys will come out to play.